So basically the most important time of a tattoo is when you get it done. The first 2 weeks are the most important time, because that will dictate how a tattoo is gonna heal over time, how, you know, it will look and the quality of the tattoo. You know how sometimes some people say, how come my tattoo looks like this or like that? You know, you could say something like, well, you don't know how the tattoo was applied, who the person doing the tattoo was. Did they go too deep? Did they not? Did they use quality ink? I mean, there's a lot of variables. But one of the main things that we as tattoo artists have to put emphasis on is the care. The first 2 weeks of your tattoo are like the most important time of the whole tattoo's life, because after the first 2 weeks, if you took care of it the right way, then basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a really cool tattoo for the rest of your life. Some artists use a plastic wrap, which I actually do use. Whenever I put a plastic wrap, I tell my client, you know, to keep it on for maybe like 2 to 3 hours if it's a small tattoo. If it's a large tattoo, I'll tell you to keep it up to like 6 hours. We have a lot of people that do come in, fly out the next day, so we'll finish a tattoo very late at night. In those types of cases, I'll tell them keep the wrap on until the morning time. So after you take off the wrap, what you want to use is something like a dial soap, a neutral soap, you know, free from any type of fragrance or chemicals. You know, you just want to use something neutral and clean, and make sure that you apply it, you know, at least 2 to 3 times a day. The cream that we supply here is a grapeseed oil-based cream, very organic. So that's really important. It's so organic you could even put it in your salad and eat it. That's how clean it is. You apply that maybe about 1 to 3 times a day, depending on how your tattoo feels. If it feels a little dry, you can always just add a little dab. You don't have to overload the area. So for the first 2 weeks, no ocean water, because you have a open wound. You basically have a wound. You're going into the beach, there's bacteria, there's all kinds of pollution, you just never know. Another thing you don't want to do is go to the pool. Pool water has chlorine and harsh chemicals, and some of them are very, you know, medical grade. They're toxins for your body if you have an open wound, and a tattoo is an open wound. And last but not least, you definitely don't want to be overexposed to the sun, because if you ever notice, when the sun beams at your skin, even if you don't have a wound, you could get a sunburn and that'll hurt. So imagine what happens with an open wound. The sun dries it up, your skin tends to want to scab, and anytime that scab dries up and falls out, it'll drag a little bit of the ink with it. So again, no ocean water, no pool water, and no direct sun. Other than that, after the 2 weeks are done, you can pretty much apply a very mild cream to your body, and that's pretty much how you take care of a tattoo. Don't scratch, don't itch, don't, you know, when a tattoo actually gets a little itchy, which might happen, it's always good to grab a damp rag or paper towel and just kind of tap the area, because that'll take the edge off. You know, it'll make you not want to scratch it, and it'll at least help the healing process. So if you have any other questions, please drop us a note. Empire Ink Lifestyle on YouTube. This is Steve Santa Cruz from Empire Ink. So take care.